City Morning Show.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's Thursday. Good morning to one and all. Muy buenos dias. Boite. Kaduro. Binafe. We hope everyone is fine today as we say good morning to everyone over the length and breadth of this great jewel that we all know and recognize as Belize. We say good morning to our friends all the way there in PG this morning. Good morning, PG. How you guys doing today? Hope everything is fine. How the water this morning? Ready for jump in on the boat and go fishing? The water still how it stand? The waves done knock this morning or things quiet? We say good morning to our friends there in Danriga, Placencia, Mango Creek. Good morning to all of you. My great friend, Mr. Fred Cabral. Good morning, Fred. Hope all is well all the way there in Placencia. As well, we say good morning to our folks there in the culture capital, Danriga, Belmopan. Belmopan is the capital city. You know, Belmopan is growing bigger and bigger and expanding. And, you know, Belize was the capital. Belize is the old capital now. Belmopan is the new capital. Good morning, San Jose Socots. Good morning to our friends here in Socots. As well, our friends here in Bencavijo del Carmen, San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Good morning to Mayor Earl Trapp there in Cayo. Good morning, my brother, good friend also, a great friend, Mr. Juan, all the way there in the village that he always represents. Good morning to you, our friends there in Belize City. Last night, I dreamt of San Pedro. No, that's just a song, but we say good morning to San Pedro. Orange Rock and Corozal, good morning to one and all, and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show for today, Thursday, the 13th day of February 2020. Folks, you know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Want to wish one and all the best. As well to my great friend, Miss Cardi Magania. Good morning, Cardi. Tomorrow is your birthday. Hope that you'll enjoy your birthday along with everyone around you that loves you. You know, Cardi, I could never forget your birthday because we had so many great times together. You know, all those great times way back when Amini was a little baby. You know, I remember one time when you all went to the States and they said that Amini was on the ground trying to conquer a little sense in Toys R Us to make sure he get elite toys, all right? But good morning, Cardi and the rest of the family. But folks, we must get grace today and we must get blessed today. And I just start to feel like my friend now, too blessed to be stressed. Good morning, Delvi.
Good morning, Mr. Cheke. Good morning, everyone listening. How are you this morning?
Girl, I'm good. Anytime the morning come and I come on the show and I pull up your name and I know like I will be calling you, I always, that slogan always coming to me, too blessed to be stressed, and I open up my mind to a brand new day.
That's a great way to start your morning, Mr. Cheke. Too blessed to be stressed.
Yes, man. You know,
despite of what happen.
Yes, man. Despite of what happen, you know, everybody got their challenges. So when you got one lead problem, somebody might got a bigger one than yours, and people try to handle their problem. So you take care of your own problem. You're in your own way.
Yeah.
Because nobody can solve your problem for you, you know, because somebody solve your problem, that problem will never come to an end. Because you can say, no, I don't have to deal with that because I talk to my friend because he or she got me back.
Right.
You know? Yeah, but once you solve it yourself, you know what was the challenges for you to reach that point to solve it. You say, man, me don't mess with this again because see what all I had to go through, you know?
Yeah. And with God by your side, Mr. Cheke, you know, and sometimes we find for solve problem in a negative way.
Yeah.
Because God will lead way or no way. And more positive way how to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
More challenge, man. You know?
Yes. And no care how small you are, no care how poor you are, no care how unfortunate you are, you still got your own world. No worry about what other people got. Just work with what you got.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, let's be blessed this morning then.
All right. Yes. Lord Almighty. Almighty and Heavenly Father, Lord, once again we come before you just giving you thanks, Lord. Thank you for your wonderful and your amazing grace. Thank you for this gift called today, Lord. Thank you for blessing us once more to be here. Thank you, Lord, and for the little things that we sometimes take for granted, like the ability to see, to hear, to smell, to feel. Lord, we just want to give you thanks. And as we go about this day, Lord, this morning, I just like to invite you into our lives, into our day, oh God. For you make a way where there seem to be no way. You make the day just a little bit sweeter, a little bit smoother. Lord, and I just pray that you feel ever welcomed in it. I pray for every person who may be listening, Lord, and that as they go about this day, that they may rise and shine, knowing that despite the consequences, despite the circumstances, that you are still God and you are still here for us, waiting for us to just lift up our hands to you. So this morning we surrender ourselves to you and we just give you thanks. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen. Surrender, a big word that, gal. Yep. Well, it's Thursday, you know, so the time for a poem now.
Yes, all right. I picked this one up for last night. I said, I wanted to share because these couple of weeks I've had quite a challenge in my class with the children. I don't know if they've done the thing about Easter holiday mode, but you know, this one I have is entitled The Right Light.
Oh, the what?
The Right Light.
Oh, the right light. Okay. Make us see the light then.
All right. A child uses a curse word and the parent laughs, saying it's cute. The child keeps using the words. No one corrects him, so that becomes his truth. A woman gets hit in the face because of cooking dinner late. She gained a few pounds over the years and was led to believe that no one else but her husband could ever relate. A young girl loses her mother at the age of 10, finds comfort in a gang and is now hanging out with criminal friends. A boy was told that he's stupid and worthless is all he'd ever be. It became a recording for so long he started to believe. But believe now that quite the contrary is true, that even though decisions and mistakes were made, it does not define you. Rise above your circumstances and put your trust in God. Even though the idea has been underplayed, he deserves all the applaud. For while we were yet sinners, Christ died for our sins, that we may have a second chance to be healed from within. But in a generation now where right is taken as wrong and wrong is taken for right, we don't need a $1 billion intervention plan. God has to be placed in full sight. Even though the times we are in is plagued with confusion and darkness, he who is, was, and forever will be the way, the truth, and the true light.
Yeah, that's the true light for true, gal. And that light, the only energy what the light need, you don't need the kind of energy where we have to pay for from the electricity company. That light just need the energy from yourself, from within.
From within. From our hearts, from our faith, yes.
Yes, gal. Very nice, very beautiful. You ever share any other poems to your classroom, or it's not permitted?
It is. I share it with my staff as well, and I try to do poetry with my kids from time to time. But you know, trying to fill the curriculum sometimes, you know, it's kind of hard for squeezing that time. But I do devotion with them every day.
Yeah.
The poem itself, from time to time, I share it with them.
Yeah. Well, I know you're not too far from Kikaka. Last year, I'm invited you for the Lobster Festival, but you couldn't make it. But this year, I want to invite you again because there's probability that Youth Connection band will be there. At least you're going at the day. And then maybe my inspiration will come make you stand up right by the water side, and while you write one poem, maybe I can put it in the form of a song.
When is the Lobster Festival?
It's the ending of June, when school will close.
Okay.
But if anything, we will stay in touch, and then I will let you know. Make us save the inspiration and come down.
All right, Mr. Checkis.
All right.
No problem.
Well, thank you very much, Delvin, and have yourself a wonderful day, all right?
Thank you. Have a great day as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Folks, we will be checking in with the Belize Met service, but also we'd like to remind you that tomorrow night at the complex. Tomorrow night at the complex. We invite you all to come on out and support the Orange Walk Running Rebels, because tomorrow the bandits will be coming into town. That's right, folks. Tomorrow the bandits comes into town and they will be taking on the Orange Walk Running Rebels. And we are inviting everyone to come out and be part of this spectacular showdown. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun for everyone. And we want to see a next win from the Orange Walk Running Rebels. You know, folks, when I go play the band, and I go like, we play the other bands, different parts, and I see people for Orange Walk that I feel good, so it make we play much better. So as long as all of us come out to support the Rebels, then, you know, we have probability that we might win. Because if we stop the category 5, after 5 it requires devastation, you know, catastrophe, you know. But then we stop it, so we must go stop the bandits then too. All right? But folks, as we check in with the Belize Met service for today, Thursday, the 13th day of February 2020, the general situation mainly fair, warm and mostly dry conditions to prevail today, with a slight increase in moisture expected during the course of tomorrow. The 24-hour forecast generally fair with little or no rainfall today, then isolated showers developing mainly along the coast tonight. The winds are blowing east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, gusty, and the sea stayed rough. Let's take a look at the temperatures for today. In the coast, 87 Celsius. Inland, 90 degrees, folks. So just make sure you drink a lot of water. Remember that number is 8 glass of water. And in the hills, it's 82 degrees Celsius. As we look at the temperatures for tonight, in the coast, 78 Celsius. Inland, 73 Celsius. That's 78 Fahrenheit tonight. In the coast and inland, 73. And in the hills, 68. There is advisories, watches and warnings as a small craft caution remains in effect for occasionally gusty winds and locally rough seas. The outlook, it says, for a few cloudless spells with isolated showers developing mostly along the coast and south on Friday, decreasing on Friday night. A low tide is occurring around this time, which is 7:14, followed by a high at 1:10 this afternoon, and another low tide today at 7:48, followed tomorrow morning by a high at 10:50. And the sun was up at 6:20 this morning and will set at 5:58 today. And the moon will rise today at that's at 10:36 tonight, and it will set. Well, it will set this morning at 9:51. That's your general weather forecast brought to you by the Belize Met Service and certainly by your Nortevision Channel 10. Folks, it's now exactly 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We have a very interesting show this morning. We have Minister Elodio Aragon coming up on the show, and we'll be having that discussion with him. But what we need to do, folks, we need to take a break. So we'll take a break, and after these commercial messages, we'll be back with you right here on the Sugar City Morning Show on Nortevision Channel 10.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multi-purpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Girl, that about time you reach my house.
Girl, you know how things go. I busy with everything. But how you?
Since my son got married the girl far down the road, I left here with this whole addition to this house. And I don't know where I'm going to do with it. But I think I want to rent it out for tourists stay.
Girl, that what you to do? You to sit on park Google mine. If you want to use it for Airbnb, first thing you have to do, the register with BTB. So call me 227-2420 and ask them how to register. After that, everybody had to call you for rent your place. But that what you to do?
Girl, then you tell me if I call BTB?
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you are registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. Nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass, 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Sartaneja and Kaparbank, and part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I think that, I believe and I think that it will be much, much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize. The government of Belize. Moving Belize forward.
Sugar City Morning Show. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's exactly 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. Folks, as we announced earlier that we have a special guest this morning, and he's no other than the Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr., who represents the people of Orange Walk East. Good morning, Minister, and welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, Checky, and good morning, radio listeners, TV viewers. You know, no matter where you are tuned in, you know, we feel good that you're listening and watching us today. It's a great pleasure to be here. I should have been here from yesterday, Checky. You know that, but we had an emergency meeting that I had to attend with the Prime Minister, with all our 31 delegates, our 31 constituents.
Yeah.
You know, so I couldn't be here, so my apologies for yesterday, but I'm here today. And I think that definitely it is important that we share and discuss some of what has transpired. You know, I think it is important for our UDP supporters to know what is happening.
Yes.
And of course, we got a number of things that we want to highlight likewise.
Yeah,
know.
but I want to take this opportunity as well to wish one of my great friends from way back, Miss Cardi Magania. Cardi's birthday is tomorrow.
Wow, that's good, man. That's
so Cardi,
good.
Big up yourself.
That's right. We wish you a happy birthday. And not only to you, but I know there's a lot of other people in the East and in this town who have their birthdays today. We just want to say happy birthday to all of you.
Yeah. Minister, you know, from over the past months, you know, we were dealing with re-registration. We went through the referendum, and the United Democratic Party held the biggest convention, which was held on Sunday. We had a massive turnout. People come out and vote. After the convention, the Honorable John Saldiva won that convention, and we have been hearing so many things coming out. And yesterday, you are, like you mentioned, you were invited to have a special sitting with the Prime Minister. Talk to us about the position we're in right now.
Well, definitely. I think everybody is watching this, whether you're being informed through the news media or through Facebook. You know, everybody is somewhere, one way or the other, trying to get the information. And I think that what we have to do is basically kind of recap what has happened. I think I've looked at Facebook in terms of a lot of the social media, even the Channel 5, Channel 7, Love FM. You know, they're just putting out there as they get the information.
Yeah.
And a lot of it at times is not accurate.
They like twist things.
Yeah, well, it gets twisted because they are just making assumptions and stuff like that. And I think that they have to do a better job instead of speculating and assuming. You know, they need to get it right, because at the end of the day, if you are news media, you must be able to get the correct and accurate information to share with the public. But nevertheless, I know they're trying to see wherever they get information. But the thing is that I think definitely, like you mentioned, Checky, we had a wonderful, I would want to say a massive reunion of all our stalwart UDPs.
The biggest one?
Biggest one ever. And I think, I don't think PUP can match that kind of crowd there, but we had a massive crowd that came together at the Civic Center in Belize City.
So apart
this
from
past Sunday.
Apart from that, it was a convention that definitely shows support for the UDP over the entire country, right?
Yes, of course. We had that seating capacity in that Civic Center is at least 5,000. You had a lot of people in the middle, all the delegates, which was and other party supporters.
So you see, that's the picture right there.
That's the picture right there. You if you look at it I'll tell you because I was there and I looked, and I'll tell you that Civic was packed to the max. You know, you couldn't have another. Seats were all taken up at that Civic Center. People were outside on the roadside. You name it. The amount of people that was there was tremendous, massive. It was well over 5,000 people, easy.
And
I want to say more than 6,000.
And that crowd there are definitely great supporters of the
yes,
Democratic Party.
yes, of course. And I will tell you, it was a massive day in that all our UDPs from across the country came out. You had all the delegates out there, all the representatives of our party were out there, and at the end of the day, we came together. And it, apart from being massive, it was also a very historic day. Historic day in terms that this will not occur again. I mean, in terms we have our national conventions, but at this time, I have where maybe you might have Prime Minister having another speech there. I don't know, but this was to be his last.
Yes,
remember?
Yes. Yeah.
So we are not sure how it will move on, but definitely.
What he spoke about in his speech?
Well, he talked about the way forward and in terms that a new beginning will happen and things like that. But at the end of the day, what is important about this is that we're able as a party to come together to bring our UDPs, and they come out willingly. They come out because they want to be a part of the United Democratic Party. Yeah. Here in the East, I think we were able to take out 6 full buses.
Okay.
And definitely I want to take this time right now and thank everybody that came out. From wherever village you came out, from the town, and you went out there to join us. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was good for you to do, and it showed our unity in our party. And at this convention, massive convention, Cheke, is where we went to the polls in terms of the 570 delegates, and they casted their votes. And at the end of the result, well, you know what transpired there. We had, and we could go over it. We have John Saldiva laying a tremendous victory in terms of over Patrick. I think he got over 115 votes more than Patrick Faber. That was a great victory for him. Likewise, you had Mr. Hugo Pat, Honorable Hugo Pat, who came in and he tapped the polls. He did well. He became the deputy party leader there on Sunday. And you had Miss Williams, Beverly Williams, Honorable Beverly Williams, who came in as the second party leader. Yeah. And of course, Alberto Agas won his seat to being the deputy chairman of the United Democratic Party. So that was the results of the election there. And I will tell you that was a wonderful time, because at the end of the day, everybody knew who I supported, and I am the kind of person that we have to respect and we have to unite in terms of how we move forward. So that has never been within the party. So that has never been a problem for me. I've always believed that you have to be able to stand on your convictions, and at the end of the day, democracy rules. No matter what it is and how it is operated, we have to have that respect. But things has changed, and like how you earlier mentioned, and yes, we had a magnificent time. That is proof that the United Democratic Party is strong. It is proof that the people of this country continue to support the United Democratic Party, and it was evident to see in the hundreds and thousands of people who were there at the Civic Center this Sunday. So that is, without a doubt, is a strong example of how united our party is.
And that no rent crowd, right?
That's right. That is people who we invited to come out. They came out, and it was a wonderful time. I always think that coming together like that does well for the party and does well for our party supporters.
Minister, you mentioned that Honorable John Saldiva won that day.
Yeah, so he became effective the party leader of the United Democratic Party, right? The party leader.
Let's get this
now we'll get into the other.
Okay. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Minister. Good morning, Checkers.
Morning, sir.
Okay, just to follow up on what Minister had said just now about the support that was exhibited and displayed there on Sunday by the supporters of the United Democratic Party. This is a super strong contrast to what happened in 2005 in the second term of the People's United Party, when the people rose up en masse because of the nonsense that was being done by the PUP. We are months away from a general election in the third term of United Democratic Party, and we see the amount of support that the people of Belize are displaying for this party. It means that they have confidence that this party can lead this country to greater things. They are confident and satisfied with the way their affairs are being governed, obviously. Because in 2005, this time, 3 years before, just barely 2 years into their second term, and the PUP was in turmoil. They had their G7, they had riots, they had all kind of nonsense. They show the displeasure of the Belizean people. Today you're seeing embracing what is happening. Yes, there are issues. We're not blind, nobody blind, these are people are blind. There are issues, but they are nothing compared to what happened back then. You know, just months away from an election, and we witness this kind of support. Man, I don't want to say the PUP drank one crowd like that any time around when they were in office. Look, to get a crowd like that is not an easy task. I think we had about 8,000 people out there easily. And these are not people that were handed any money to get on a bus and go to Belopan to Belize City. They went there on their own because they support the party and they believe that this party is the only one right now that can lead this country into greater things. And what happened yesterday was an excellent example of that.
Yeah.
Your comments, Minister?
Yeah, so no, definitely, I agree with the Carla 100%. I mean, you look at that crowd, and I will tell you, we took out 6 full buses, from the east, and we went up there to support what was happening. Definitely, you saw the tremendous crowd, and that pictures not lie, pictures don't tell you how it is. And we had that support, so it shows that the people still have that confidence in the United Democratic Party.
Yeah, because leading up to this convention, Minister, like everybody was talking about this convention.
This convention is going to be big, and being it is a national party convention that we are having. It's what the people used to call biennial, if people remember well. Yeah, I remember it as a biennial convention, but so that was awesome, was all good and fine. But what has transpired since then, I think it is important we highlight that to the public, because leading up to this convention, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of people are hyped all over the news in terms of what has transpired has to do a lot with what is happening in Utah, right? In terms of the case that is ongoing there. We must bear in mind that the Prime Minister, I think he had a press conference in January where he stated in terms of what his actions will be if such information comes out in evidence, etc.
Minister, let me ask you something. Yeah. What the Prime Minister mentioned at that press conference, that he asked those questions in the cabinet. You were there at that time?
Yes.
And nobody said that they did receive any money like what the Prime Minister was asking, right? In that cabinet meeting.
Yes, definitely. The Prime Minister made it clear and asked in specific, I think, Honorable Jan Saldiva in regards to that. I think he went then after to the public in a press conference, the Prime Minister, and said, listen, this is ongoing, and this will definitely, if it comes to light, then he will act.
Yes.
And what has transpired is that I think on Tuesday, certain information came out from Utah in regards where it basically stated that in fact Jan Saldiva was not truthful in what he had said to the Prime Minister. Based on that, the Prime Minister yesterday had a meeting with all 31 constituents, the standard bearers and the representatives, and basically brought this to light and basically stated what his decision would be, what course of action he would take.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I think everybody knows what action he did. It was all over the news yesterday from early in the evening, and of course all up in the news last night. And the Prime Minister has kept his word and has taken action. Right. And what has transpired with that? We have seen now the leader-elect, which was Honorable Jan Saldiva, resigning from the post of party leader, and being suspended basically from from his portfolio.
But he did a post and say that I don't know if he said he's still enjoying to be the Minister of National Security.
Well, he's still a Minister of National Security.
But
I
so
mean, that
if
is
somebody
his
is
portfolio.
suspended, if somebody is suspended from the cabinet, can they still be a minister or just a representative? Because you have to go to cabinet to report what's happening in the ministry as well.
Yes. Well, he's still there, but it's just like when if you there, you there, they put you off. That doesn't mean that you're still not the talk show representative here, but they are just not here right now. I do think that what is important to note from this is that the Prime Minister has taken action. This is the important thing people must realize. Yes, and the Prime Minister has always acted in terms of these situations.
But when you look at that and talk about Utah, they're not on the names from the United Democratic Party.
And I'll get to that.
The Prime Minister act, right?
Definitely. And the important thing, like I said, people must realize that, listen, the Prime Minister has given ample time, opportunity, in terms of at the first instance for Honorable John Saldivar to come clear in terms of the cabinet. That did not happen, and he made it public that if it does come to light, then he will take action. That time has come yesterday. The Prime Minister has done what he had to do as the leader and the Prime Minister, as the Prime Minister of government right now.
Yep.
And what has transpired, and people might say, oh, but that's not good enough. Well, I would want to say, what is good enough? You have, like Honorable John Saldivar, he's a personal friend of mine. I have nothing negative to say about him. I know him personally. I like John. John is a good guy in terms of personality and all of that. I have nothing wrong to say about that. But you know what it is to give up your position as newly elected leader of the party? That is a tough thing, You just went to convention. You were able to win that convention, and all of a sudden now you're being stripped away.
Commendable.
You have been asked to resign. I know we'll get into this. You are asked to resign from the post of party leader.
Yes, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hello, go ahead.
This is an artificial.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I want to give my...
Just lower the volume on your television, please.
Yes.
I'm
really lower.
Go ahead.
I want to speak to the in the program.
You're on the program, sir.
Okay. Well, actually, what I have been learning from the news, no? People have been speaking about John Saldivar, have been speaking about Patrick Farmer, and I think if they want to be a minister, they have to work. They have to be a clean individual. But if you are being corrupted, people will be speaking bad about you, and what kind of minister you will be representing the country of these people as a corrupted minister.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
You understand?
Yeah.
I think the UDP is doing the same thing as the PUP, because the PUP have lone corrupted individual, and the UDP are following, like playing the leader, follow the leader, follow the leader.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Carla, because I know corrupt, so you can't say that, man.
I don't understand about the UDP. Mr. Barrow is trying his best as the Prime Minister to represent this country sincerely. And his followers are doing a hell of a mess, following the good example of the PUP as a thief and corrupted minister. If you want to be a minister, your word is saying minister. Ministering means you need to be humble and sincere, and you be ministering in a clean manner. But if you want to be a corrupted minister, you are not a minister because you don't know how to minister. You understand?
All right, well, thank you.
What people are talking about Dimbaro, the PUP, they are not supposed to be speaking bad about Dimbaro. Dimbaro is an example of this country, and he has done and he's doing the best he can. But his people are the ones that are messing and giving this country a bad name and giving Mr. Barrow a bad name.
All right.
What else do you want? What else do you want? You are getting a salary, a monthly salary. You are a minister. Do your work sincere and an honest way.
All right.
Thank you very much, Carla.
Yeah, well, I mean, what the caller is saying is straightforward. I mean, if you're a minister, you represent the people of this country. You have to stay on that line that is good for the nation and the people you serve. I've always believed in that, and ministers must act within the law. They must be able to represent their people well and do good for their people. I've always believed in that. And this is where we're going to get into the discussion right now, because he's talking about the UDP that corrupt and this and that. Well, I will disagree with him strongly, because I am a minister of government and I am in the UDP and I am not corrupt. You understand me? So he's making a wide statement there, which I know are supporting that. And talking about corruption, Checky, there is no other party that is more corrupt, that supports corruption, than the PUP. And I will say that point blank, because that is the honest truth of the People's United Party.
After this break?
Yes, man, we'll come back to that.
Folks, you are viewing the Sugar City Morning Show right here on North TVC on Channel 10, and we're also live on East Radio, right?
That's right, Checky.
So we want to say good morning to
104.9 FM.
All the listeners of East Radio. Good morning to you all. Folks, we'll be back after these commercial messages, and the minister will continue with that discussion when you have the comparison between both parties. So let's take a break.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lemulus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
This soup not got no taste. I can't even feed it to my dog. It needs no salt. I don't have no salt. I don't have no money. I wonder when this man I get paid. John! I hope you know that down the street they played no bad picnic.
Mom, you know what? I just came from Miss Mary's house and she said she was renting her extra room on air something.
It's Airbnb, John. Didn't you listen to the BTB? Did you know it ad last week on television?
Okay, Mom, Airbnb. But still, we have an extra room and we could rent for extra cash for my new school books.
That's a good idea, John. We'd have to first register it with the BTB. But I don't have time for that right now. I need salt.
But babe, you know something? John is right, we need money, but we need to get it the correct way. So we need to register the room. I wish I know about this before. Let's go, son. Let's go register the room one time at BTV.
But I need some salt. John! 2 of a kind.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such a room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@BelizeTourismBoard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a big bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies, transforming Belize one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Rostrands, poniendo el mundo a funcionar. Agente autorizado, German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Rostrands.
2019 was a milestone year for overnight tourist arrivals in Belize. There were over 500,000 overnight tourist arrivals, a new record for Belize. Over the past decade, Belize's overnight tourism sector has grown by more than 100%, increasing from 241,000 in 2010 to just over 503,000 in 2019. The National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan set a goal to achieve 556,000 overnight stays by 2030. With 10 years to go, we've already achieved 90% of this goal. This success can be attributed to aggressive marketing initiatives, new international flights, and working closely with local and international agencies and partners. The BTB thanks our tourism stakeholders for your role in this remarkable achievement. Together, we will continue to grow Belize's image as the best destination in the region.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show, folks. Robert Checky Usher this morning along with Minister Aragon. We are live right here on North Vision and live on East Radio. Minister, I have 2 texts I want to share before we continue, and I'll ask you to respond to them one by one. You say, remember, Johnny can't discipline nobody because he has worse as the thief in PUP. Keep up the work, Minister. And this one comes from your supporters behind Koyo Street. They said, please make her read it. And somebody say, question, how comes Minister Aragon is a junior minister? Can't he be elevated? Who is behind this? Your response to those 2 questions.
Yeah, well, definitely. I think the let's start with the latter one. I think that at the end of the day, the Prime Minister is the one that decides on the portfolios. And yes, you have this thing about senior minister and junior minister that has been there. You know, we have senior ministers who were ministers elect from the last time up to now again. And therefore, they are the ones who hold the ministerial portfolios. As ministers of state, you are basically there in support of the minister in those respective ministries, you know, whichever ministry it may be. Definitely, it is up to the Prime Minister to make those calls.
Okay.
You know, but for the time being, well, you know, I am still a Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security. But to add to answer the first question, and that is where we were going before we took the break.
Right.
When you look at what has transpired here, John Saldivar, for not being truthful to the cabinet and to the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister made certain statements on his his interview that he gave in January, his press conference, and laid it bare for the public to know that if evidence was to come, then he would act on those. Right. And that evidence, the ultimate evidence, came on Tuesday evening, and yesterday he acted. He called in the 31 representatives and standard bearers and basically laid it on the table for John Saldivar and asked him to resign as party leader. And like I said, you know, this is not an easy thing. You just win the party leader. That is the highest position in our party, to be the party leader of your United Democratic Party, and with due time would become the next Prime Minister.
Right.
So when you resign from that, you know, that's not an easy thing. That is a tough call. It is a tough blow to Honorable John Saldivar. It is a tough blow for anybody in politics. Yep. And so John Saldivar was asked to resign, and then they put up a suspension, and then also investigation has been launched. Now,
was he asked to resign because the Prime Minister feels that he is guilty, or the lie that he told to the Prime Minister?
It's a lie that he told, to, you know, in terms that he wasn't honest. Well, let me put it that way. You know, and the Prime Minister made it bare to all that this is the case, and he will act if that comes to light. You know, and like I said, you know, that has been the scenario, and the Prime Minister has acted and has made him resign, and he resigned from the post of party leader. Now, what the caller mentioned earlier and what the Texas asked is what happens next. Well, in terms of what has transpired, I want to make it clear. Your Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, Honorable Dean Oliver Barrow, has acted. He has done so. He has dealt with this situation as he stated, right? When you look at what Johnny Briceño has done, it's a quick interview they did with Johnny Briceño yesterday, and what he's saying, oh, that's not good enough, this and that. Now I want to put it to Johnny Briceño here. What have you done to your people who have also been named in the Utah investigation? What have you done? Where you have $1.4 million have been basically showed that was sent down to Belize and in some land transaction that they did. What have you done for that? Nothing. Mm-hmm. And that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between the UDP and the PUP. Your UDP government under the leadership of Dean Barrow has acted in every instance where ministers have gone awry or ministers have been dishonest. He has dealt with them. And a clear example was yesterday, where you dethroned the newly elected party leader of the United Democratic Party. What has Johnny Briceño done? Nothing. And he will do nothing, because that is their modus operandi. That is the way the PUP operate. They hide corruption. They believe that they could put it under the rug, and they will never come out against anyone in the PUP party. That has been proven time and time again. Tell me when it was the last time or the one time you heard that the PUP leadership, whether it was under Musa or under Johnny Briceño, has done anything to discipline or to put on record that somebody has done wrong in their party. None. No time at all. And even right now, they will defend the Musas in regards to what is happening at Utah right now. And that is evidence to show clearly which political party stands with the people. And I know say things are clear in terms of politics. In government, there's a lot of things that happen. But I will tell you, one thing with the United Democratic Party, we deal with those issues publicly, and we make it known to the public what will happen, and we take action. And decisions were made yesterday. And you saw it. It is there for everyone to see. We want to see right now what Johnny Briceño will do to the Musas. And I could predict that nothing.
Yeah, because for the name,
nothing.
For the name
but yet they have the audacity to say that that is not good enough what the Prime Minister has done. You know, that is how, this is where you show where true leadership lies. And Johnny Briceño now have the spine to be the leader of the POP. He doesn't have what it takes to rein in on corrupt ministers of his own party. And that is because they are not in government. Imagine if they were in government, what he would do. Worse. So how will you trust the PUP? But they are the first to step up and say that they are not, that they're not, enough has not been done.
Yeah, we have a call on the line.
Sure.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm just calling again.
Yes, sir.
Another point that I heard the leader of the opposition in an interview where he said that the people here had some kind of relationship with someone in Utah who has how put it, that deals with children or deals with kids or something to that effect. But he has his people right here in Orange Walk, his minions right here in Orange Walk, that lead immoral lives, and at one point, then people had, that person that I'm speaking about had sent emails of his personal parts to a child, promising him a job and an internship at a certain particular public office here in Orange Walk. He should concern himself with that. Don't worry about who deals with kids in Utah. Deal with the person that deals with kids here in Belize, my brother. The one immediately under your control. The person that you can immediately do something about. Concern yourself with what another white man is doing in what white man country. Clean your house first. And then I will follow up with what Minister said. Indeed, what the PUP does, they reward wickedness and corruption and thievery. They reward it. And we can remember the late Max Samuels with that massive immigration scandal in 2005. He was removed as Minister of Immigration and given 2 other ministries to reward him. We know in contrast what Minister Barrow did, that we moved the man that was responsible for the immigration thing out of his cabinet and indeed out of the party. That is how you deal with corruption. And then Johnny Briceño will stand up at a given point and start, well, what has he done? The party leader and the Prime Minister is doing nothing. Something is seriously wrong with these guys. They cannot, for them to lend their hand, that they cannot see nothing that is happening, nothing, the good things that are being done for this country. I will have to admire a party leader. I don't care for which party. If Johnny Briceño did, I will say, I will admire you. When you deal with something like what Dean Barrow did yesterday, not an easy thing to do. When you can do something like that, my brother will have full respect. And I'm sure that's one from me. Because it's not that the person in question committed a crime here in Belize. There is no crime committed. His crime was lying to the cabinet, and he paid for that. Because the Prime Minister said, if you lie to me, sir, madam, you can no longer be a member in a cabinet that I lead. And he gave his word to the Belizean people, through the Belizean media, and he acted on it. The evidence came that it showed that the person in question lied, and again, what was Johnny Briceño do? Man, look at the amount of money so that Carrie Musa and Said Musa are carrying them because the money is there, that they have received dirty money. What will you, John Briceño, do? Today in our press conference, I hope that the media asks you tough questions. I hope you will open the floor to make the media question you. Because I'm sure you won't. But let's leave that and see how he will act.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Along those lines, Minister.
Well, definitely, like I have said, you know, that is the difference between the PUP and UDP. Time and time again, Prime Minister Barrow has come out and did what he had to do. He makes a rough and tough decisions because you're dealing with a cabinet minister. Yep. You're asking for the new party elect to party leader elect to resign. Those are some serious actions, not easy to be made. What the PUP has done, time and time again, they have had opportunities where the leaders could take action and don't. And Johnny Briceño is no different. You know why? And I've always said this. When you have your hand in the cookie jar too, how you want to stop the other hand with the in there too? You can't. You cannot. And that is the situation with the PUP right now under the leadership of Johnny Briceño. He is helpless in terms of dealing with corruption because he's always, and I've always said it, he was leader and responsible for what transpired in the worst corrupt era of this country when they were in government. And he was part and parcel of all of these things.
Hello, good morning.
I think we have to start, Minister, and you have to call out Johnny. He got it right in his backyard. Make it tell Kevin for stop cell driver, to stop the license man. Right, they do a thing they happen. And then they talk about corruption.
Right. And this is the thing, Cheki. This is the thing. The PUP cannot stand on their 2 feet and say proudly to the Belizean people that they are against corruption. They can't, because I've always said it, they are the architects of corruption. And I know this site because I just say it. I am saying it because history has proven it so. When they were on political office, you just go and Google corruption in Belize, and you're going to see the amount of things that come up in terms of when they were in office. Things that we are paying up to today, the super bun and all the goddamn white elephants that were out there. And that exist right now.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to state a few things.
Yes, sir.
I believe that the Honorable Bindaro has always taken serious actions against ministers who get involved in corruption. That is why Pena was put out of cabinet. That's why we got the same thing. And now John Saldiva. So it's clear that the Honorable Bindaro is doing what he has to do. John Briceño, on the other hand, said that his political brothers have stolen millions upon millions. And that's all he did. Today, he continues to hug them as though they were a good people and to present them to the Belizean people as good leaders. So, he presents them to the Belizean people as though they are good leaders and should be put back in the power. He forgets himself that his father was in the U.S. jail for corruption and trafficking drugs. He himself benefited from this drug money. Johnny Briceño has his own scandal with the television stations that he now owns. How did he get those television stations? Check the history and you will find out. No political party in this world is without sin. Honorable Bindaro knows that happens and he has taken action against the corruption within his party. Honorable John Briceño does nothing against corruption. On the other hand, he condones and supports the corruption within his party. That is why today we have side news of Fonseca, himself, Johnny Briceño, and others running when they should have been put in jail a long time ago. So how can he have the guard to stand up and to tell people, man aside, cook it and this and that, and they must do justice? Bindaro is doing justice all the time. Johnny Briceño has never done anything to his own people. That's why you have Said Musa, Fonseca, himself, and others who have been so corrupted. And I believe that the people have the sense to know that, and the people know that corruption exists all over this world. But we must look at those who try to rescue the corruption. If the UDP has corruption and Bindaro takes a stand and fights against it, that is great. If Johnny Briceño has corruption in his party, he should have been fighting against his own people. Now he has Fonseca, he has Musa, and he has his son, Musa's son. Well, those are the ones he should take action. You start at home. Fix your own party, Johnny Briceño. Thank you.
Yeah. You see, and that is the difference between the UDP and PUP, and that is why, I as a young person, in politics, I will tell you, I'm so glad, and I've always supported the UDP because I believe that the United Democratic Party is a better party. It stands for what is right for country and people. When you look at leaders like Jenny Brisenia, I'm not afraid for say, because I've never been afraid to say what is right and let people understand. When you have people who stand against our country and people, we had the ICJ, when we had to go into the referendum, he can't make up his mind. He decides to say, well, yes, maybe, and then at the end of the day, he can't to no. And the sad thing, you have a lot of them who just jump on the same bandwagon and follow them. And he not said that because he believes that is the right thing for country and people. He says that because it is in his own political and personal gain. And that is the difference, You have to watch these things. He don't have no love for people and country. He's preferred to go against the people and country for his own personal gain. Now that, to me, that worse than corruption to me, because then you have no loyalty to the people of this country. And when you are leader of a political party and your people are named to have received $1.4 million in the same Utah investigation, which is dirty money because it comes from fraud, imagine that you have no spine to stand up and say, I will deal with my people. Have none. How do you get to that and then yet have the audacity to say, well, the UDP, that's not good enough for don't do, But you yourself has taken no action at all. And they cannot take action. Jenny Briseno cannot take any action against these people, whether in office or out of office. You know why? Because all of them are cut from the same cloth. I've said it now, and I will say it again, and I've said it in the past. Johnny Briseno and the PUP can never come back into office because they are the same people who brought this country to its knees. The same people who want to go back in office are the same people who are the architects of corruption when they were in office.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, Sir Chicky. Good morning, Minister.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I just want to say this, that it's crystal clear that our Prime Minister and the Prime Minister of this whole country had acted responsibly. He no the McKill walk the dog. He acted, he said it before he did it, and make I say this. Anybody, make I just put this as my input. That there is no kind of crying when they say that these ministers had did, but they show you that the PM had said it, and he asked his cabinet if anyone don't have any kind of involvement with that man, yes or no. And Minister John Saldivas, it's not like he's saying that I had get any money. Where's the money? But besides all that, and regards of all that, my Prime Minister had been acting, and not just today, from decades. You show me, and I always say, show me which UP minister had been fired for cabinet. And this is not just to remain. It's sad. It's sad to see the devil. They tell you, well, yeah, we need to tighten up. Come on, an angel. The big devil with the two hands. They tell we that's why we're not good. We're not good. Man, make I say this, brother, ancestral of this country. Our government sustain itself by revenues and tax, by resources. When I mean resources, it's light, it's food, it's water. And if you sell out all everything, that where you want tax, where you want the taxes from, the UP sell from Poland, brother. The UP squeeze basic social security like wet towel. Let ship up it in $30 million to two ship bucket. In November, then $30 million. When they had the inquiry with Miss Marine, they went with anytime Miss Marine. They can't recall. How you can't recall millions of dollars will make disappear like command head? How you can't recall? They despicable and no answer, Johnny. That he say so. That he get on the TV and say, man, bring back the millions of dollars. Then I start to call some in. And he want to call him honorable. Despicable. You hear what I tell you, Johnny. And in terms of that, when they talk about slap to our wrist, the one the love that I have for Alfonseca, nobody can get between that.
Yeah.
Man, they sell out every goddamn thing in this country.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you very much.
So I just want to say, gentlemen, I am proud of the United Democratic Party because they are very transformed and the Prime Minister knows when to bend and he knows when to stray.
All right, thank you, Ron. Minister, we need to go on a break, but you can comment on those calls when you come back, and then we want to ask, and the public need to know, do we have a leader in the United Democratic Party?
Discuss that.
We'll discuss that after these messages right here on North Television Channel 10.
Someone come? Yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sir. First sense question of the day. Why you the letter here?
Who's me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
No, man. No.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment.
So all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
These sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Hallover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Yes, come in. Why, Sean?
Joe.
Long time no see. How is everything?
Everything is good, man. What's the latest with you?
Man, everything is good. Business is flowing. I can't complain. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a new project. Thank God you're here. Let me show you the plans. Alright? These are the plans for my 5-bedroom, fully furnished apartment complex. When I tell you fully furnished, AC, hot and cold, Wi-Fi, you name it, I have it. Alright? And I want to market this on Airbnb.
All sounds nice, but have you started your paperwork already?
Which paperwork?
Joe, don't tell me you don't know. For you to market or rent any type of rooms, you have to register with the BTB, bro. It's in the law book.
Wow, really, Sean? I never knew that. You know what? I finished all of my work for today. Make we go to BTB one time, go deal with this paperwork, and then after that, go take only 1, 2.
Alright, cause I thirsty, but make we go to BTB first.
Make we go.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@BelizeTourismBoard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multi-purpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Girl, that about time you reach my house.
Girl, you know how things go. I busy with everything. But how are you?
Since my son got married the girl far down the road, I left here with this whole addition to this house. And I don't know where I'm going to do with it. But I think I want to rent it out for tourists stay.
Girl, that what you to do? You to sit on park gold mine. If you want to use it for Airbnb, first thing you have to do, the register with BTB. So call them 227-2420 and ask them how to register. After that, everybody had to call you for rent your place. But that what you to do?
Girl, then you tell me if I call BTB?
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. Nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show, 27 minutes after 8 o'clock on this lovely, beautiful Thursday. Folks, we're live on North Television Channel 10, and also we want to say good morning to the listeners of East Radio as well. Listening to the show, we are present here at Minister Elodio Aragon. Minister, before we went on the break, the callers were calling and comparing the two leadership of Honorable Dean Barrow and the leader of the opposition. And also, we asked a question if the UDP has a leader as well.
Yeah. Well, of course, we have the Honorable Prime Minister who is still at the helm of the United Democratic Party. And after what has transpired here on yesterday, in terms of we having had Honorable John Saldivar having resigned as the party leader, what will happen is that we'll have to go back to our constitution of the party and look at see how we go about dealing with it. I think the Honorable Michael Perfit had mentioned on an interview yesterday.
Let me get this call.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm listening to your program and I've been following up this scenario. And if I can recall, the Prime Minister said in one of his press conferences that if he had found anyone lying to him or to the cabinet, he would fire that individual. The word he used was fired. Now we understand through the media now and his press conference too that he suspended this individual. Now, these are two words that have two different meanings. Fired means you could never come back to where you were or where you are. Suspensions mean that in a short while or in a certain period of time, you can come back to where you were. So it is very conflicting to hear two from the leader of the country saying one thing and doing another, right? Apparently, his cojones was squeezed to do what he had to do, right? Because he did not fulfill his word, what he said in his first press conference, when he asked his cabinet if anyone was taking money from Mr. Lev Derman. And he said if anyone was found guilty of doing this, he would be fired from the cabinet, not suspended. So these are two conflicting words that the Prime Minister did not, use vaguely and did something else. You know, it's very conflicting. And the country is looking at it, right? He's not trustworthy with his words. Because if he says something, he should fulfill as the leader of the country to do what he's saying. Don't play words. He's a liar. But also we know to read, and we know to write, and we understand words. He's a liar. He's a senior liar. But we read and write too. Belize is very low with illiteracy. We are very literate. But we know to read and write and understand what words mean. Thank you very much.
All right, good caller. Okay. Well, you know, listen to me. Whether you said it is a play in words or what, the bottom line in this is that the Prime Minister has acted.
And he said indefinitely, right?
And yes, and what has transpired is that the man has been stripped from and forced to resign from being the party leader. I mean, listen, that is the highest position you could get in a party. You are next in line to be the Prime Minister, and now that is taken away from you. That's not an easy decision, you know. That is a tough thing. The important thing you must realize is that the Prime Minister has acted on his word that he will do something about it. Yeah. Now, whether you want to talk about fire and this and that, well, that you can ask him that yourself. But my thing is this. We must bear in mind that the Prime Minister has acted and dealt with this situation. Where the PUP, Johnny Bricerina, where have you acted? You have failed to act time and time again. And I've always said it, you can't act because your hand is in the cookie jar with them. You cannot. And I will stand here and tell everybody out there, give me one instance where Johnny Bricerina has dealt with his people. None. And he cannot deal with his people. He can't deal with Musa. He can't deal with Musa Jr. He can't deal with nobody. Because they got dirt on him too. That is the bottom line. He cannot act as a leader because, one, he don't have the spine to do it. Two, he has gotten ample opportunities to act and he has never acted. I want to see what he will say in regards to this that has come out of Utah likewise.
Yep.
He can't.
And what happened is also the Prime Minister demoted somebody that has just became the leader of the party within 72 hours.
2 hours. Dealt with that.
Gone. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, Minister.
Yeah, good morning.
Just want to thank you very much for staying informed with the people of the East. And a la vez, quisiera yo unirme y sumarme a los miles de beliceños que a través de sus plegarias conseguimos de que esto se solucione. Queremos mencionar de que el UDP y el PUP no son iguales. El UDP actúa como tiene que actuar y actuó con firmeza. Hay una comparación de los PUP que hacen otras cosas que no deben. Por ejemplo, no podemos decir que el líder de PUP puede ser igual que el UDP, jamás. Y el UDP trae dinero al país, lo pone a trabajar. En cambio, el PUP no. ¿Se acuerdan aquella vez con los millones de dólares fueron sacados de Belice cuando llevaban a Panamá? Cuando llevaban a tal individuo también en Florida. ¿Qué hizo Musa? Nada. Absolutamente nada. Así que nosotros estamos en el camino correcto y vamos a seguir porque la gente sabe de que el UDP es el partido que trae desarrollo, el partido de compasión, el partido de progreso. Y señores, no se dejen engañar por el PUP, porque recuerden que ellos también tienen también esqueletos en sus cosas y miles. Mira, simplemente vea a Kevin Bernard. No, como él entró hace 9 años. Él era un simple contador de Smart. Y ahora miren que el hombre ha desarrollado su imperio. Casas, tiene vehículos, además de eso, está usando el cofre de Tombord para su propio beneficio. Para su propio beneficio. Está usando ese dinero como que es de él y lo está usando para su campaña política. Cuando a nosotros de aquí del pueblo nos está privando de los buenos caminos que podemos tener, de las calles limpias, de que se recoja la basura a debido tiempo, él lo está utilizando en sus áreas, cosa que es algo que debemos de ver. Esto es corrupción. Y esta es la clase de gente que queremos. Miren, esta gente que está en el PUP por tanto tiempo, simplemente llama cada vez cuando las cosas no se le estaban presentando como él quería. ¿Qué empezó a gritar? Cuando le estaban apretando, empezó a gritar: PUP, traigan el dinero, que traigan los millones, traigan. Y él sabe quién son. ¿Llevó alguno de estas personas en la corte? No. A nadie llevó. Vendieron todo lo que es de Belice, lo vendieron. Y nosotros vamos a decir que PUP y UDP es lo mismo. Jamás, señores. El UDP es el mejor gobierno que ha existido en este país, el que ha desarrollado el país, ha cambiado la manera como vivimos, la transformación se hizo y va a continuar bajo el UDP. No nos debemos engañar, el UDP es el único curso para Belice. Buenos días.
Yeah, gracias. Thank you, Carla. Muchas gracias.
So we're talking about the process of the...
Yeah, so definitely, you know, and you know, I will say that at this point in time, you know, we'll have to go back to our party's constitution, and from there see how we move forward. But without a doubt, a party leader must be elected, or you know, and that I am sure and confident that the chairman of the party will look into for us to move forward. And I think by next week, people should know, maybe before that, how that process will go. Because we have to have a party leader. The Prime Minister cannot run again as the Prime Minister. And he has already mentioned that he will be going. So the party must find somebody to head the party into the next general election. But that process is ongoing. It is a internal party matter, and so that will be dealt with. Without a doubt, I'm confident that will come to be.
Do you believe it will lead to a next convention?
Well, I'm not sure. I am thinking that like Mr. Honorable Michael Perfit mentioned as the party chairman, that this could all come about through whether we will go down convention or whether the delegates come together and decide, or you know, there's a number of different ways we can move on this. Enough to be no big thing again. It could be, you know, there's a lot of things. So I think only time will tell, and I as far as I am concerned, I would want to see this done sooner than later.
Minister,
you know,
you're talking about that, but this bold move that the Prime Minister made yesterday, it has a lot of person wondering why this man do this right now, and we just get a party leader and we have to go in a convention, and this might affect our party.
I always say, when you have one decision to make, and we have to stand for what is right. I mean, there's never a wrong time to stand for what is right. And I think that if we want to win the next general election, we have to continue to be the UDP party that people have the confidence in. And that UDP party that people have confidence in is the party that will deal with corruption, is the party that will deal and is not afraid to deal with its own ministers to ensure that we have the best possible party that will represent and serve this country well. And that is why I am proud, and you know, action has to be taken, and the Prime Minister took that action. Unlike the PUP, who has time and time again proven that they are unfit to be in office, especially the same crowd who basically brought our country to its knees back then. They are the same leaders wanting to get back in office, you know. They're no different people. They're the same people under the leadership of Johnny Briseño and the Musas. How will we, in our right mind as Belizeans, put our confidence in the PUP? Tell me, right now when they have things that they could show the nation that they have what it takes to lead this country, they have faltered again. And they will falter because Johnny Briseño cannot do anything to straighten the PUP. You know why? When you got how you straighten Musa, my brother, he's same there. Do you think he give a damn about where Johnny Briseño say? His son is coming up there, he could care less either. The Fonsecas that are there, the Marines that are there, all of these people, then are wolves in sheep clothing. How will the people put confidence in them when they can't even deal with them people out of office? much less imagine what happen if they get in the office.
Let's get this one.
Huh?
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. Muy buenos días.
Yeah, take it in a button.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Patton.
Yeah, Minister, morning.
Yeah, morning, sir. Morning.
What's that thing about that driver's license thing that Tom Kong's not true? I don't know how they want to fix that, but that will happen straight. All right, guys.
Yeah, thank you. See, and that's what they're saying. Those things are corruption as far as I am concerned, you know. What they are doing in terms of our driver's license. We have an interview from somebody who came and told us in our studios how he got his driver's license. And it is sad, Cheki, in terms of that stuff. But the Belizean people, the Orange Kenyans have to realize these things. You know, I've always said, you know, you can see who a leader is. And I've always said, and I truly believe in this, we need, in this country, we need to put the right people as leaders in our communities. Because if you put the wrong people, what will you expect to get out of those people? You need to put people who have people at heart. You need to put people who will represent you in the best possible manner, do what is good for the greater good for our communities. We have to put people of integrity, people of moral standing, people who have convictions to do what is right. Huh? When you look at Johnny Briseño and the crowd where he lead, my brother, they don't have none of that I'm talking about. No love for people. You could see it in the ICJ. I'm not telling you take my word. Look at the actions. The action speaks for itself. Look what we're going to do with the ICJ.
It's not just to put a team together because you figure this one to win and that one to win. You have to get people that has credibility.
And the people, I always believe that listen, the people need good leaders. This country needs good leaders. If we want to see this young nation move forward, it starts with putting the right people in those positions. If we put the wrong people in those positions, like if right now, if the people of this country decide to put back PUP there, my brother, what are you going to put back there? Make we be real. Talk about this thing straight up. What will you put back there in office if you put one man like Johnny Briseño, one man like Musa, where he alright, his son and the whole crowd, whether they're Fonsecas, Marines, you name it. All of their people were in government. Their people served under the PUP during the worst era of corruption in our history. Then are the same people who sold off all our national assets, the same people who stole millions of dollars and took it abroad. That is why Johnny Briseño got up and said, oh no, bring back the millions. And he never said bring back the millions to the country. He said bring back the millions to the party. Huh? Yeah. These are the same people who don't lift one finger to deal with corruption in their own party. They prefer to sweep it under the rug. They prefer to make no kind of action against these people. And then they are the same people right now where they come and ask you for put them back in office. And I will tell the PUP this, and Johnny Briseño, you have been out of office for 3 terms. And if you don't get the message and the memo by now, that you and your people who are there, Moose and all of that crowd, no go. The PUP now has stand one other chance for win, you know. Because people no fool out here. You think I left me fried chicken, make your mind and you eat everything out. And now again another one and I give you for mine again. Something must be wrong with me as a Belizean. You understand me? They have to get their act together, you know. But I always said that the PUP could have been winning a long time, I think, if they had changed those people. Right now we're going for another election this year. Your United Democratic Party has stand for what is right in the interest of its people. I'm telling you, we take back the national assets that we had to do. We did the things, and I know saying they not come with a price. Of course they come with a price. But that price was not because of the UDP. It was because of the corruption of the PUP. So we get these things back. Your government here right now, across this country, only if you're blind, you know I see. And those who have eyes and still don't want to see that because they don't want to see none at all. The kind of infrastructural works that has been done across this country and the work that continues to be done in this country, it is there for all to see. You look at the actions of our United Democratic Party. The Prime Minister did what he had to do, and he has shown it time and time again. This is not the first time. He did it with Penna in terms of the passport scandal. He dealt with him, and where is Penna right now? Out of the party. Huh? Yeah. He has dealt with that time and time again. I remember you had the representative from down south. He was dealt with likewise. The Prime Minister has always acted, and he makes it clear that certain actions will be taken, and he does that When in our history have you heard about the PUP taking action against any minister in their party? Never, none. Yeah. And you can't expect that will happen now under the same leadership of the PUP. And you talk about corruption, or you think, the thing where I think Belizeans support, where born Belizeans across this nation, is when the leader of the opposition, Gianni Bresenio, gets up and says, you know what, we against corruption, we are this and we are that, and he's like, I always say, he like the devil attack, they condone sin. You understand me? They're against sin. My thing is this, is that the PUP at this point in time have had great opportunities to shine above the UDP in terms of taking action, and they have faltered. Then that show clearly they are not poised to lead this country. You look at the UDP, and I'll be the first for telling you, and I've always said it, I ain't not there for say the UDP perfect. The UDP is not perfect. There's not a political party I know in this country or in this world that could say them perfect. We're dealing with human beings. But the important thing is that we have leadership that will do what is right. The PUP can't do what is right because Johnny handed in the cookie jar, and I don't want to say that too I handed in the cookie jar. You understand me?
Yeah, but talking about that, Minister, when it comes to the United Democratic Party, do you see between the 31 representatives that are there that we can get a good leader within that body to lead the United Democratic Party to win the next election?
Of course. Definitely, without a doubt. We have good people. We have people who can assume the leadership of this party, without a doubt.
Yeah, let's take
I'm confident of that.
Hello, good morning. Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, I want to give my input.
Hello. Go ahead.
Solo quiero decir que estoy orgulloso de mi primer ministro y mi representante, Minister Argon.
Okay. Yeah, gracias.
Okay, ¿algo más?
Todo eso.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Gracias. And thank you, Carla. Thank you for those
see,
words.
People are not sleeping,
No, man. I don't think people are asleep. But we have to remind it, especially with our young people, Checky. Our young people, we have to realize the generation gap. Then a lot of them weren't astute to politics or what was happening in politics. We have to remind them who the PUP are. That's just like when you have the shepherd, the mindless sheep. You have to teach your son, you know what? You see there, I think you better be wary of the wolves that come around. We have to teach them to know that the wolf is the enemy in terms of when you're the mind sheep. And the same we have to do our young people. We must let them understand that the PUP under the leadership they have right now, Gianni Bresenio, the Musas, the Fonsecas, the Marines, are no good for this country. We have to let them understand what they did. And I know they say, because in politics, one thing I've learned, nothing is personal in politics. We can't take things personal. We must be objective. We must be clear thinking when it comes to these things. And I not to say this because I dislike Johnny. I have nothing personal against Johnny. I am being factual. He was part and parcel. And all of them that I'm talking about, Musa, Fonseca, Marines, they were all part and parcel when they were in government. I am talking about credible things that they did when they were in government. They sold out our national assets, corruption to the highest. Never once you hear them deal with any minister. This is what the PUP represents then, and this is what the PUP represents now, and that is what they will represent in the future if they ever get a chance to get back in government. And I'm telling you this because they are the same leaders who brought about the Superbond upon the Belizean people. It is the same leaders who were the architects of corruption during their time. So how will we, as Belizeans, give them people back one chance, my brother? We can't do that. I not see it how, and people might say, well, where we got? Well, I could tell you the UDP not perfect, but by and large, your UDP government and its people have been working to bring about the best for this country. And I not say perfect. I not say that one better roses, but you could see the difference, and the difference is as plain as night is today. So we must choose. And if we make that decision for this next general election, we must do it knowing that if we put the PUP back in there, dog will eat our supper. Yeah. And you know, if you stick with the UDP, you know that we continue to move forward, man. And I think our young people needs to be educated on all that the PUP has done. Because they're not old PUP, you know. It is the same PUP where they run for office right now. But they like come and tell you, oh, Checky, you know, we reborn. Johnny Briseño no know. He talk about corruption like he never broke my egg, and my gosh, he broke up all of the whole case of egg. The whole chuck of egg he turned over and broke up. You understand me?
Yeah. Minister, it was a good day on Sunday, a good refresher for the party. You know, a lot of people gone out there and meet their friends from way back, and
That's right.
you know, and then we had the convention, and everybody knew what happened. We had 500 plus delegates voting there. I know some of them are not content because probably the person that they voted for and they were supporting never win. On your closing remarks this morning, leading up to the new election, and what the Prime Minister, the move that the Prime Minister took yesterday, what is your words out there to all the supporters of the United Democratic Party and the general public, and also to the delegates that went to vote on Sunday?
My thing is this, and this goes for everybody, because you're a delegate. When you're a delegate, I mean, you have been entrusted, and you have been entrusted with a great position, with a great role that you will play on election day in terms of the convention for the party. And I've always told people, you have to make up your mind and you have to choose right, you know, because this is the only time where you have a few people deciding for the masses.
Right.
And therefore, you know, all them man we put them flag on their house, all them people will stand for the party, for your UDP party, you represent them, and they don't have one chance to vote when you go to a convention. Right. That is my message to delegates. You have to be able to do what is right with the, you know, with the best in terms of what your heart stands for your party. You know, with your mind, your objective mind, you must do what is right. Not because somebody tell you how to vote, you know. It is about you doing what is right for your party, and you know what is right for your party. I've always told people that. And yes, I supported Patrick Faber, and I've never shied away from that. And I did that because of my convictions and what I believe.
Right.
But he did not win there, so we have to unite for whoever wins. But John Saldivar is not there now. So whoever comes about, I always believe we must look at who is running and do and support that who will do, or the person that will do the best for our party and for our country and people. And I think if we stay on that course, we will make the right decisions for this party and country. And that is all when it comes to delegates. But right now, I want to give a wider message to all our UDPs out there. You need to stand strong and tall with your United Democratic Party. Be not afraid of the PUP knives out there. Now, you listen to Johnny Briseño on his press conference, and when he said on TV, and then he not just had air to blow there. You must stand firm with your UDP, because your UDP government has shown time and time again, Checky, that it is there for the people. The Prime Minister said he will act. He has acted. Johnny Briseño talk about this and talk about corruption, but he has no spine. He never act in any capacity right now as a leader, you know. So I will say to our UDP, we have to be proud of our UDP. We can't allow the PUP to come with this and that. We have good things to talk about and say, you know what, you say how the UDP handle the matter. The UDP did what was right. The Prime Minister has acted. PUP has not done that. It is not the UDP has stolen millions of dollars and take it out of the country, you know. It is not the UDP who brought the super bond on the Belizean people. All of these things has been through the PUP. So let us not forget what the PUP has done. Compare that to what your UDP government has done right now and where we are going, and you will see that the United Democratic Party is the right party for this country right now.
So there's no time for people to lose hope?
No, we can't lose hope. We must take and come together, unite, and stand for what is right. And we know what is right. The PUP is not an option, straight as that. The PUP is not an option. And the Johnny Briseño, Musas, the Marines, and Fonseca, they are not an option for the Belizean people. Your UDP, not perfect, but hell, this UDP is one that loves its people. As you can see it in the work we have done, you have seen it in all the things that has transpired in this country, whether you talk about education, whether you talk about infrastructure support that they have been doing. And listen, I don't say we're perfect, but the UDP is what is, it is a party that stands with the people. And we must understand that. And I tell all my UDPs out there, let's be strong, man. Don't make the PUP come with a fool, because we know better. And we must stand for what is right. And that is why, Checky, On Sunday, we had that crowd, massive crowd out there. Why? Because our UDP supporters know where the UDP stands, and they want to stand with that which is right. And that is only with the UDP, not with the PUP. And that is why when I talk to you about we have to inform the young people, because that is the truth. We have to inform our young people for them to understand the kind of leadership that Johnny Briceño is bringing. He not bring nothing good. He bring one wagon full of people who have nothing good for this country. And I tell you, my young youth right now, I still a young person, I believe that we must do what is right now, because if we want to see a greater Belize, those actions can't come in the future. They must come now. Now that we must stand for what is right. And right now, in this election of 2020, the Belizean people must decide if we continue to move this country forward, or we decide for relapse with the PUP, because that will happen if we go with the PUP. And my message, let us stand strong with the United Democratic Party. Let us come together and be proud of the United Democratic Party, because that has been the better party from time past to time present and for the future.
Well, thank you very much, Minister.
And
have yourself a wonderful day and all the
no
best
problem.
With the road ahead.
Well, we got a lot of things that I haven't get to because of this issue that is so important.
Right.
So important. But next week I'll be here Wednesday to highlight the work that is ongoing right now and the other works that we are doing right now. Because like I said, every week we do something.
Yeah.
And definitely I will highlight these things on the next week. But
this was
simple,
important.
Simple.
It was
yes,
important
it was important national
today.
issues. And I always tell people, you look at what are the UDP's action and that of the PUP's action. And you know it for yourself.
Once again, folks, we thank you all who tune into the Sugar City Morning Show. And once again, we say good morning to all the listeners of the East Radio. We had your area representative here this morning, Honorable Elode Aragon, bringing all the points and making some things clear and open up people's mind and say don't lose hope because we're going forward. So we'd like to thank everyone who call, everyone who texts, everybody will just listen and, take in what the minister was saying. Thanks, Raheem. Thanks, everyone. Folks, the show repeats at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you never catch the whole show, you'll catch it 9 o'clock tonight. So we want to say tomorrow we'll be having Pastor Ann on the show. And she's having her women's conference on Sunday. And then we have Muffles College. They will be promoting their Valentine's Fair. So once again, have a wonderful day. My name is Robert Cheque Usher. And with Minister Elode Aragon.
All right, sure. I won't even say Happy Valentine's to her.
Oh, yeah.
Forget.
True, yeah.
Your wife and last year check in.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, we all...
Sugar City Morning Show.